Former Alabama offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien just took the job at Ohio State. Now he's going to Boston College to become their head coach. We'll talk about that. But I think the bigger news is that Chip Kelly, who is the head coach of UCLA, is leaving to become Ohio State's offensive coordinator. What does that tell us about where college football is heading? Dante Hightower, one of our favorite all-time Alabama defenders, is going to coach for the New England Patriots. That's where he was a player at one time. It's Ryan Williams' 17th birthday, two-time Mr. Alabama football, and more. All that right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. That's a great way of saying roll tide. Let's get this thing started. Welcome to the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel with Big Elmo, the hottest man in Alabama media today, the owner and operator of WJLX Radio in Jasper, missing a tower, doing national stories. I'm Mick Gillispie, just over here talking Alabama football at Brett Elmore Show, at Broadcaster Mick on the socials. Big Elmo, what's up, brother?
Roll Tide, Mick. Hope you're doing well, and I'm glad the weekend's here.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't stop for you. I got to hurry because you got a bunch of stuff going on around the country talking about the radio station. So let's just get this show going, and let's talk about this guy right here. Bill O'Brien went from Alabama to the Patriots, went to the Patriots to Ohio State. Now he's leaving before he's even coached one game at Ohio State. And he's going to Boston College to become the head coach. Your thoughts?
That's him right there in the picture with his hand out saying, "Stop, I'm not coaching here at Ohio State. I'm moving on to Boston College. Wait a minute, I'm going somewhere else. Don't cut that check yet. I'm going somewhere else." I don't know.
Stop the presses.
Stop the presses. I'm going to Boston College. Oh, gee, what a great job that is. Boston College. But he has ties, right?
Yeah, I mean, and look, he's been a successful coach. I know that he wasn't the best offensive coordinator at Alabama, but you're talking about a guy who went to Penn State, did a fantastic job there. He wasn't a bad NFL head coach either with the Texans. Could have been better, but it was more of his GM work that kind of got him fired from that job. And then, but he's always kind of been more of that personality of a head coach. So I think this is a good move for him.
Good move for him. And to be a head coach and not an assistant, he gets to run his own program, and maybe he can do well there at Boston College. Who knows? They'll be the next national power, right? I doubt it. But, hey, at least he'll make a little bit of money and enjoy his time there in Boston College. Man, that'll be good. That's fine with me. A lot of Bama fans were happy to see him go, so we're happy for him now to be the new head coach at Boston College.
It wasn't that we didn't like him; it's just that he wasn't very creative with the offense. Yeah. And I think that was the area for me where I always kind of had this feeling about him where I wasn't a huge fan of his style.
Yeah. No. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's anything against him personally, but your offense sucks. You know, we like you. You're a nice guy, but your offense sucks right now.
That's a way of saying it. That is a way of saying it. Another way of saying it, guys, is at newlifeart.com right now with the promo code Bama Tailgate. When you go on there and get your Bryce Young print, when you get your Natties, when you get your Crimson Legacy print, Crimson Tradition, all that stuff that you guys love, use that promo code. It gets you 15% off at checkout. Tell them that the Bama Tailgate Show sent you. All right. that wasn't the big shocker. I knew that this guy wanted to be a head coach, so he's a head coach now. This, to me, was the biggest news of the day, and that is Chip Kelly going from the UCLA head coach to become the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. Now, I get it. This could be a preemptive strike. Hey, they're going to fire me. I know they're going to fire me. I might as well just leave now before the season starts. They don't have the money to get rid of me, but they don't like me. The other thing for Chip Kelly is going to Ohio State and actually having talent, which has been tough for him at UCLA because of the fact that they don't have the NIL money. This guy's almost the godfather of a lot of the offenses that people run. And he's the guy you call, Lane Kiffin and those kind of guys call to ask about certain plays. He just hasn't had the personnel to make those plays happen. A former coach at Oregon that did great, a former NFL head coach. Now he goes to Ohio State, who's buying everyone and everything because Michigan won and they hated that. They're bound and determined to win a national championship. This, to me, for them, is a monumental hire.
Huge hire. How do you like a UCLA fan right now? My head coach basically took a demotion to go be an offensive coordinator.
To get the hell out of here.
Get the hell out of here. You know, that's what always surprised me. Number one, I don't know why they don't have the NIL money there at UCLA. And number two, if I was a student athlete and had a chance, maybe, you know, I don't know if I want to go to live in Los Angeles or not, would be the question.
Well, if you were making like $4 million, I mean, it would be fine. You're making,
yeah, I mean,
that's like middle income in the state of Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, 17, 18-year-old me, yeah, I may want to go to UCLA. 40-year-old me says, I'll stay as far away from Los Angeles as possible. And maybe that's what Chip Kelly also had in mind. That doesn't seem like a place that he likes. He goes to Buckeye country, and you're right. He has the talent there. He has all the resources there. He can compete for national championships there as an offensive coordinator. Huge hire for Ohio State. As Alabama fans, we're tired of them getting all the victories. It seems like they're winning the offseason.
Yeah, look, there's no doubt about it. I mean, they are winning the offseason. They're winning the offseason. They are. In so many different ways, and this is just another one. You know, this is a big get for them. I mean, I'm telling you, I've heard stories where Lane Kiffin calls this guy to ask about certain plays. Like, hey, remember this play? Like, this guy he's one of the guys that's created a lot of these fast-paced offenses, knows how to run them, and Ohio State's going to be a much better program with him there. So good for him. And, you know, obviously UCLA, what it says to me, Brett, is that there's haves and there's have-nots now in college football.
Right.
UCLA is a have-not. And if you don't have your NIL strong, and that means basically that you don't have the money to pay the players, and you're in a market that isn't able to just go out like, you know, like here in the South, where you can basically build a team that's competitive with players in your backyard, you better go and find another job because you're not going to be competitive. I think that this also tells us that we're about to be in a college football world that has a window like this for the teams that are successful, and everyone else is just basically road pizza.
Yeah, you're probably right. Alabama has that pipeline, it seems like, of talent coming from California that has to really affect teams, you know, like UCLA and USC, for example, and it's a different environment too. Sort of like when he was at Oregon, you know, and really Ohio State, but UCLA, I mean, they're not as passionate about college football. The town, the area. I mean, you can go. Let's go watch the Lakers or whatever. You know, this is but it's a huge get for him, and he's going to be successful, and he's made his money. It's not a money move. He's still going to make probably $2 million a year, and he'll be happy and compete for titles.
Right. And he'll have more talent and less responsibility.
That's right.
And he won't have to worry about getting fired after the season's over, I wouldn't think, right?
Right.
So that's one of the big stories today. Now, here's another one. Dante Hightower. I don't know why I want to say Deontay. I guess because I've got a bunch of pictures of Deontay Wilder in here. But Dante Hightower. Yeah, everywhere I look in here. Dante Hightower to become a coach with the Patriots. It's pretty cool, man. I mean, when you see what DeMeco Ryans is doing with the Texans, and then seeing former Alabama players kind of step up into roles of coaching, Hightower, one of the most popular players on that 2009 championship team, helped Alabama win the title, spent a ton of time in the NFL, won rings there, and now Hightower is a linebackers coach, and it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't shoot up through the system.
Yeah, we're starting to see this, and you make a great point. We're starting to see these Saban guys now becoming coaches in the pros and college. This is wild. But I love the move. Don't get me wrong. He's going to stay active in football, still make some money. Won't have to be battered and bruised every Sunday in the NFL. He'll just be on the sidelines coaching them up. Yeah, he could be the next big thing. And that leads me to ask you, I mean, you're the Bama guy. Who would be the next guy? Who's going to be the ex-Saban player who's the next big-time coach?
Wow, that's a great question, man.
I mean, that's an intriguing question, you know, because it's because you think of Hightower here, and then, of course, Ryan's out at the and he's, you know, he did a great job with the Texans. But who would be the next guy?
I don't know. It'd have to be somebody that really enjoys doing it, you know, because a lot of these guys made so much money they have to coach. So you almost you have to have the love for doing it, or be kind of like a player that maybe didn't have as much success, and you do the coaching to kind of make up for it. So I don't know. I'm going to take a pass.
Yeah, I don't know either. And a lot of these guys, you know, believe it or not, go back to the high school level.
Yeah,
in coaching, and you've seen it personally. I have too. One of Saban's first recruits was a guy by the name of Chavis Williams from Dora High School, just down the road from where I live, and now he's the head football coach at Dora High School, and he has success. And as a matter of fact, he's got an ex-player that's coaching with him, and it doesn't come to my mind right off, but so they're over there having a bunch of success. And I like that. You know, he had his time there at Alabama, and I think he played a little bit in the pros. Didn't work out for him. Then got into high school coaching and having a good time doing it.
Yeah, great point. All right, let's change gears. Another former Alabama player making headlines today is this guy right here. You remember him? You know who this guy is? Will Anderson Jr. He's the defensive player of the year, the rookie defensive player of the year in the NFL. How about that?
Congratulations to him, man. Well-deserved. And, you know, the pro game, it seems like that's why I kind of like now watching the pros. Used to I wasn't a huge pro fan, but now I get to turn on Sundays, and it's like I'm watching the best of Alabama football. You know, because you'll have these players on this side, these players on that side, and it's like I'm watching the best of Alabama football. But Anderson, the defensive rookie of the year, well-deserved. He's a beast in the NFL like he was at college. So kudos to him, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, very cool. They kept talking about what a great player he was at Alabama, and he was, and then he goes to the NFL. 3rd overall pick in the draft, and ended up, you know, living up to it, man. I mean, really, like, going in, making a difference. The Texans were one of the big surprises in the NFL. Unlike the Cowboys, they won their playoff game, and and didn't make a bad showing like the Dallas Cowboys did in their game when they played, when they played the Ravens. They lost, but they played a good game, and he's had a stellar year and could be, the next guy who's in the NFL making a big difference that we look back and go, hey, man, this guy's getting a ton of sacks and pressures. And, oh, yeah, he's an Alabama guy, which I think's great.
Yeah, well worth the money.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, and and also when you make a move to get a guy like him, if you're the Texans, you're just hoping that he's able to show up and basically take care of business, right?
Yeah. Show up and take care of business. It's somebody that can be a leader on the defensive side of the ball. And I think that's what they got in Will Anderson. Wise investment, drafting him and getting him on the field. And like you say, just a big part of their success on the defensive side of the football.
All right, final thing on tonight's show, Brett, or this morning's show, or whenever you're watching this show, is this guy right here. How about this? It is Ryan Williams' 17th birthday. Happy 16th. So he was 16, and then he turned 17 today. So he was going to originally announce on his 17th birthday, but then they said, hey, let's just go ahead and knock this out. Roll Tide Willie's going to be here. It's a big event. We might as well just go ahead and get you locked in. I couldn't be happier with Ryan Williams, his commitment to Alabama. I know that he decommitted when Nick Saban retired, but he came back, and his coming back to Alabama signified that the Crimson Tide were going to be all right with Coach DeBoer in my mind.
So he's 17 years old, and he will be going to Tuscaloosa this year.
Yeah.
Is that going to be a shock to a 17-year-old kid?
He's that good, man. And that's
that good. Yeah, but it's just
that damn good.
Yeah, but it's so crazy to think that kid's 17.
Oh, I know.
I mean, he's 2 years older than my son.
I know.
And, and I couldn't have, I just, reality has hit, not only that I'm getting older, and I'm sitting here saying, is that young man going to be fine in Tuscaloosa? You better not go to those beer joints.
I think he'll be fine.
I think you'll be fine. And happy birthday to Ryan. And we can't wait to see you on the field.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, guys, don't forget, Roll Tide means that you love Alabama football. Make sure you subscribe. We're closing in on 5,000 subscribers. The channel's doing really well, and we appreciate you guys being a part of it. Continue to like and subscribe, comment section. Got through all the comments today. I know I've been on vacation and traveling. I've actually had 2 long trips since the last time I got on there, but I'm caught up now, and I'm going to talk to you guys a lot in the comment section. Some of you wanted to know about Brett and his station and his tower that has been stolen, and it's a national story. Brett, you probably never thought that your 15 minutes of fame would come from someone stealing something from you.
Yeah, that's what I was telling the guy earlier today in an interview. I said, I always dreamed about being internationally famous, but it was for winning the Powerball and holding up that big check. But instead, it's for a 200-foot stick that is gone.
Yeah, gone. All right. Don't forget, Bama Tailgate, newlifeart.com. Get you 15% off. And the channel is always presented by our friend Catfish. Yeah, you know him. Chad Anderson, ChadwickAnderson.com. Helped me get into my home. He's helped over 10,000 families get into their homes. He said he's helped 2 people on our channel refinance. And I'm telling you, man, the guy, he's honest. He really, I couldn't have gotten into my house without him. And I mean that, whether I'm standing here or I'm sitting next to you at the floor, Bama. I promise you that's true. I told Brett that as Brett, when Brett recovers from paying for a new antenna and transmitter, when he buys a house, he needs to talk to Catfish, investment consultant, Airbnb expert. Find out for yourself, ChadwickAnderson.com. That does it for us tonight, guys. And we will talk to you tomorrow. It's Sunday rollback. You know what that means? Extra innings. Make sure that you're there. Roll Tide, everybody.